They can fear their bosses, but they should fear us more. Here with reaction, Campus Reform's editor-in-chief, Zachary Marschall. Zachary, thanks for being here. So you don't say something, you don't tweet something like that or post something like that unless you think you're going to have some level of support, or at least tacit support in making a statement like that. But it's a direct doxing of specific people because of who they are.
It's absolutely a real threat. This is anti-Semitism in practice. I am a Jewish journalist, so I emailed UC Davis myself on Thursday saying, what are you doing to make sure that Gemma DeCristo doesn't come after me or any other Jews in my profession personally? They came back with a statement that said she's still employed pending an investigation, and that just goes to show the hypocrisy of what we're seeing in the past 2 weeks with anti-Jew hatred on campus. You know, those statements coming out from, college presidents at Harvard, Swarthmore, are milquetoast, and they are excusing Hamas activism on campus as free speech. In what planet or in what other scenario would this kind of statement against any other group but Jews result in someone still having their job?
You're exactly right. And they're not just excusing it, Zachary. They're supporting it. So let's broaden it out a little bit more here to the University of Pennsylvania, that now some donors are finally speaking out and saying they may withhold their checks after they held a Palestinian writers event and had multiple speakers at that event who had previous statements about death to Israel, Israel's one big tumor. So UPenn knew what it was doing when it allowed this event to happen. Again, a double standard that seems quite evident across academia.
Absolutely, and no one should be shocked by the events or the protests coming out from college campuses that show students and faculty shouting death to Israel, threatening Jewish students with intimidation or physical attacks. I've spoken to students across the country in the last 2 weeks, one at Harvard University, one at the University of Florida. Both were in their dorm rooms scared of people down the hall that would attack them because they were either Jewish or pro-Israel. And this is something that we need to understand is the norm in higher education. I applaud, the UPenn donors, Mark Rowan, John Huntsman, who are closing their checkbooks, and we need to see more parents and alumni take those actions because it's the only way we're going to see change.
Yeah, it's time to wake up. I mean, where you been?
Yeah.
Where you been, all these folks on the board who are now suddenly shocked that the bunch of lunatics are running these institutions? Zachary Marschall, thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And what you're talking about. All right, still ahead, Israeli Defense Forces ramp up attacks on Hamas.